In 2012, I bought a sailboat in New London, Connecticut, USA. I won the online eBay auction from my desk in the UK and paid for it by PayPal, an internet banking website. With a US tourist visa that mid-September to mid-December and another 3-month visa from March 2013, I sailed the 30-foot Sylvia G down to Key West, then sold her on eBay in Fort Lauderdale. During the 2,000-mile trip, I met a wide variety of people, from homeless to wealthy, unemployed, employed, government officials, pensioners, and experienced generosity, honesty, and good humour from all I met. I had such a good time, I wanted another adventure. The Intercostal Waterway round the east and south coast of the US is a brilliant and far-sighted piece of engineering, proposed in 1808 and completed in 1942. Connecting Boston, Massachusetts to Brownsville, Texas, on the Mexican border, allowed passage in sheltered water with just a few offshore unsheltered sections. This time I wanted a motor cruiser. I like a sailboat, but the shallow waters with dredged channels allowed little opportunity to set sail, and there were many bridges that needed to open to let my mast through. In February 2015, I won the eBay auction for an Albin 27-foot motor cruiser, designed in Sweden and built in the US in 1983. An economical boat, ideal for a single-hander, couple, or 2+2 children. Cook and eat in the fore cabin, relax in the cockpit, and sleep in the aft cabin. Marinas in America are expensive for transients, as boaters passing through in transit are called. The difference between a 27-footer and a 37-footer can be over $30 a night in some marinas, so it pays to buy a boat just big enough for your needs. The height of your craft is also a factor for consideration, and we managed to pass under several 9-foot road bridges with inches to spare, so avoiding a long wait. Rail bridges are often lower, but are normally open till a train comes along. My wife and I flew to North Charleston, South Carolina, where the boat was moored, and had 2 weeks' holiday as tourists in that lovely part of the world. Guided tours of the sites were livened by our presence as the history of the War of Independence from the terrible British unfolded. All comments given and received in good humour today, now that we are staunch allies. Patricia also helped on the boat, but flew back to the UK after a fortnight, as living and cruising on a little boat is not her thing. And you've done a brilliant job.
Thank you.
Okay, cheers. I had Free State hauled out to allow me to clean, check and paint her underparts and polish her topsides.
That's not too bad. She wouldn't look too bad.
Yeah, it's cool for us.
After a bit of polish up, wax, touch up the anti-fouling. Looking better for it. My biggest task, apart from a thorough clean inside and out, was to sew up side screens made from Walmart shower curtains, hung from a plastic water pipe rail. I'm not a seamstress, and sewing plastic is devilish difficult. The screens are not pretty, but keep the rain and bugs out. I now have great respect for the skill of canvas workers who do this for a living. I used Craigslist online to buy an Achilles inflatable dinghy, an outboard, a mountain bike, spare anchors and fenders. The Garmin GPS map had perfectly good charts of the Chesapeake, Delaware area, but was too old to get charts of the areas I wished to sail in. I managed to sell it to a chap in Annapolis where it suited him well, and bought a new Lawrence GPS map with charts for US waters. My luxury item was a small fridge, which worked off the mains in a marina, or the inverter when underway. The inverter is an invaluable bit of kit that converts 12-volt battery power to 120-volt mains power, or 240 volts in Europe. I bought spares for the 61 horsepower Lehman diesel engine and changed the oil and filters and put in a new raw water pump impeller. The engine had no raw water strainer, so I fitted one. Where I was planning to go, there would be weeds and leaves aplenty. She was fitted with a 12-gallon diesel day tank, which was filled and filtered from the 72-gallon main fuel tank, and fed the engine through another filter. This polished the fuel nice and clean, and gave about 12 hours running. I carried another 5 gallons in a can, but used it only once, unnecessarily as it turned out. Another nice feature she had was a deck wash. A seacock, strainer and pump were fitted under the V-berth and piped to a deck fitting by the bows. A length of hose directed the water over the anchor chain as it was hauled in, washing off the mud before it came on board. The staff at River's Edge Marina were terrific, and fellow residents in the marina, like Jason and Amy, were hospitable, helpful, generous, and simply just good fun to be with. But after 5 weeks of fitting out and touring part of South Carolina, it was time to head towards New Orleans, my objective.
Nice to see you.